Glad to have you back. We are joined, as always, by Greg Engert, Beer Director for the Neighborhood Restaurant Group of Food and Wine Sommelier of the Year. The group includes Columbia Firehouse and Vermilion in Old Town. Also, you've got Evening Star Cafe and Planet Wine in Delray. Greg, it is always good to see you.
Good to see you too, bud.
What do we have on tap? I'm going to move it right over here.
Yeah,
this week,
yours.
Closer to me.
This week we're doing a beer that is really bottle only, and it's from an amazing brewery that just continues to expand and continues to make great beer. It's Lagunitas Brewing Company's Hop Stoopid, 8% kind of strong or imperial IPA from a brewery that seems to never miss when they create these beers. They've been making Hop Stoopid since 2006, and I think it's interesting to think about when we taste this beer because it tastes like a beer of the moment right now that we see from so many of the brewers that are creating new styles of IPAs today. And then when you think about the fact that it's almost a 10-year-old beer, it shows you how far ahead of their time, of the time they were. So, really cool beer. See, it's got a lighter golden color to it. It's exceedingly dry.
Gorgeous.
Big, bright hop aromatics. Nice bitterness in the finish without being too big. Back in 2006, a lot of IPAs had a little bit more malt character. They weren't this kind of quote-unquote West Coast style that's really clean and dry, a little bit stronger. And they hadn't started back-ending the hopping as much as Lagunitas did back then. So there's been this shift away from early hopping, which provides more bitterness and less emphatic aromatic intensity, and more late hopping, like at the end of the boil, in the whirlpool, and then obviously dry hopping. So Lagunitas was kind of pioneering these kinds of hop bursting, as we call it, way back in 2006.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, these guys just keep hitting it out of the park. I don't know if they're in all 50 states, but it seems wherever I travel, I see them.
Oh, yeah.
People are carrying their six-packs out of the store.
Oh, yeah. They've skyrocketed. They're one of the biggest breweries in the U.S. now. They have two breweries, one in Chicago and one in Petaluma, and they are ubiquitous, and they're fantastic, and they make amazing hoppy beers.
It almost feels like something in the middle of an East Coast and a West Coast. You mentioned not overly malty, but you get the touch. Yeah, a little touch. Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely right, but still very aromatically intense. And the other cool, funny thing about this beer is that Lagunitas has a lot of beers that they will only do sparingly. So you only find them every now and then they have some beers that you only will see in bottle. And this is one of them. You very rarely will see this on draft. Another one of my favorite Lagunitas beers is kind of similar to that, and that's Lagunitas Sucks. We've had that before. It's amazing. And I'm happy to report that both of those beers, though you normally only see them in bottle, will be on draft at Snallygaster, which is right around the corner from when we're drinking now. That's right, not too far away. And tickets are still available? They're still available, that's right, yeah. I'll put the website right down here somewhere. On that note, real fast before we talk about what to pair this with, you mentioned Lagunitas Sucks. How do they decide what sort of bottle to put this in? Because the Lagunitas Sucks, if I remember right, comes in a squattier bottle. Is that right? Yeah, I believe it's a 20. Is there a rhyme or reason? I think it's a 24-ounce bottle. The thing I'll say is that with Lagunitas, I think that they're an incredible American business. They seem to be effortless and carefree, and at the same time are on top of every decision they make. And I think that is like, that's what you want to be in business. They know it seems it's an effortless, fantastic marketing technique. You know what I mean? Like you'll see that Lagunitas Sucks on the shelf and be like, why do they put that in 24 ounces? It's priced well and it tastes great, so we buy it. And now from out of nowhere, we're talking about it. You know, so it's like it's incredible. You know, because you said the name, the bottle pops in my head. I mean, it stands out in the cooler case. So. Right, and even just to do like mostly bottles versus draft, it's like we could sit here and try to analyze it all, but the fact of the matter is, it's like these guys get it and it's working. What would you pair this with? So this one to me is more like just classic IPA food beer. I want fried foods with this, fish and chips, wings, grilled meats, barbecue. Anything that has bacon on it is going to be great. Would coconut shrimp work? Is that too sweet? Oh, totally. Okay, yeah, that's what popped. Little coconut shrimps dancing in my head. I haven't had that in forever. I would love that right now. All right, it's time for lunch. We're done. Awesome. Greg, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Everyone, please always do drink responsibly and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.